Welcome back to Immortal Empires, where today we have many grudges to settle. Well, actually, just the one grudge. The grudge here against the High Elves being 100 severity, which is insane because that maxes out our severity bar. So maybe they will adjust that in future, I don't know. But I was looking around, we do have some High Elves over here. Of course, Alifanar over here. So we could actually wipe out that grudge early. What do we need to do? Win 5 battles against the following race, High Elves. Maybe we could squeeze 5 battles out of him. So the plan is this episode to come south, take out the remaining Malekith settlements, and then if we head east over here, we can fight Alifanar all the way to the Forbidden Coast. And then if we still haven't settled our grudge against the High Elves, we can go south here to Ulthuan. But before we do that, we have more immediate things to do. So we got Friend Truth Teller here. He's got a small army, some crawlers and 2 cannons. I'm actually going to bring him down here because Friend here and Grombrindal are going to meet up at the Temple of Cain. Uriel here, currently recruiting a new army. And wow, where's Hag Grafe? That's quite the garrison, so there could be a very big battle. The plan was to go Temple of Cain, then down to Shroktak Mount, across to Kragroth Deep, and then to Hag Grafe, just so we do a nice loop and then we can come down here towards the High Elves. So let's move Friend. I believe we should be okay to force march. There doesn't seem to be any armies close by. And of course, Malekith has been wiped out. Now, I might stay in Naggarond just for a turn or two for the replenishment. We did take a bit of damage in the siege of Naggarond, and we're also recruiting some Longbeards, actually. Do I need Longbeards? Yeah, probably best, right? It's the safest option. Okay, so now we've done this. Is there anything we can build? We are demolishing a ranger's barracks. That's okay. Do I? No, we keep that because we need Longbeards, and there's nothing we can build on our home settlement. We're actually just short on gold, really, so we can get this up to tier 3 and then upgrade the Altar of Ultimate Darkness. It's kind of not really a fitting name for Grombrindal's home base, but alas, we move on. Let's go ahead and check out diplomacy. There's not really anything here, although we are kind of close to getting a trade agreement with Alifanar. He's actually liking us. I guess that's because, yeah, we both hate Malekith, right? But sadly, we will have to go to war with him eventually. So that's not really a potential friendship there. But let's go ahead and end our turn, as always, starting the video with an end turn. Let's go ahead to turn 51. Okay, so on the end turn there, I noticed that Malekith has returned to lead this army that Uriel was leading. Now, I thought we killed Malekith in the siege, but if we, maybe the AI can recruit the wounded heroes and lords back faster than we can, I'm not too sure. Or maybe my memory is just a little bit foggy. We can actually siege this, no we can't siege it this turn, we're not within range. I believe this army is now healed enough. In fact, if we're smart with where we move to, no, this is all Hag Grafe land. What if we come through the north here? Where does... Okay, so Rakdodul Gorge ends here. Maybe we can reach that in 1 turn of movement. This. There we go. So we can move here with Grombrindal, maybe. Just so we can get some more replenishment. And I will actually move... If I move Friend here to the underway, I wonder if he can still reinforce Grombrindal. I think so, right? So we'll put these 2 guys here, just so if Malekith does marches on us, we'll be okay. We can build something in Naggarond. Let's go ahead and look at this. Part of me wants to build more economy so we can get 100 gold there. The trade item's kind of useless right now, or we can get 200 gold here. We could also build defense. I might actually build a gate. Yeah, let's buff the defense, just so we don't have to worry about defending it as much. Of course, already quite a big garrison, but we would like a bigger one. Let's go ahead and check the diplomacy again. Anything to do? No, there's nothing there. Malekith would actually want a peace agreement, but that's not going to happen, is it? Definitely not. And Elder Spire can now actually upgrade to tier 3. So let's go ahead and do this for sure. I think that's okay. Our gold per turn's not doing so good. Let's go ahead to the next turn, and then hopefully we'll have a fight for the Temple of Cain here. Ah, the savage blow. Many conflicts are won or lost on the strength of the first vicious charge. Men are sent flying from the battlefield, often in pieces, even before the savagery of melee begins. A well-timed charge shatters enemy morale as well as bodies. Blood and sweat may coat the victors, but victory is always painted in colours such as these. Those at the head of the charge seek ever greater thrills, even more bloodshed. As the battles become bigger, the body count grows higher, and the trickles of blood become ever-flowing rivers of red. So plus 20 charge bonus for all armies of all factions. Of course, dwarfs being dwarfs, we're not going to be doing too much charging, our little legs there. Malekith managing to recruit an army quite fast here. That's impressive. But let's go ahead and siege this. We can already get a decisive victory here, but if we encircle and bring it over front, we should take even less casualties, I believe. So let's bring him over here to Grombrindal, and then if we attack again, there we go, we got the reinforcing army. We could also lightning strike. It's a decisive victory with low casualties, so I will go ahead and auto-resolve this one. There we go, very nice. We got a Sword of Striking, plus 4 melee attack and plus 5 charge bonus, very nice. And of course we will occupy the Temple of Cain. Did we kill Malekith? We got a new trait. Plus 20% leadership aura size when attacking, and plus 3 leadership when attacking for the Lord's army. Very nice. It doesn't appear that we killed Malekith.
How can I help?
There was no pop-up, so I'm not sure, he just kind of disappears. Okay, interesting. We do have another level up for Grombrindal. We've got Lightning Strike. What's this? Global recruitment capacity. We're not really globally recruiting. It's too expensive. Recruitment cost could be good. Recruitment rank is also nice. But I think we will continue to go through his combat skills here. Vigor loss reduction minus 50% for the wounds army and wound recovery time. That could be quite nice. Time of the Ancestors, not really interested in that. Grimner's Revolve. So minus 50% cooldown. And plus 4 uses. Okay, that could be very nice actually. Let's go ahead and get Grimner's Resolve. And then what do we have here? Missile resistance, leadership aura size, oath gold from buildings, vigor loss, and leadership. We could, there's a bigger vigor loss here. Let's get mythical longevity. That seems like a very nice perk. And then if we go to our master engineer, what rank do we need for immortality? Rank 20, okay. What do we have up here? Speed, charge bonus, flash bomb, melee defense. Ooh, that seems very nice. In fact, I'm going to go and get flash bomb for our master engineer. That does seem very nice. And then we have our Thane here. Let's see, what do we have at the top? Charge bonus, speed, missile resistance. We're not fighting greenskins right now. So I think we will go down his combat tree a bit more. Let's give him some melee defense. There we go, very nice.
I'm ready.
And our new rune smith. Spell resistance and missile resistance, maybe. We could give him the rune of hearth and home. So it's a passive ability. Vigor per second minus 5% for all allies in range. Let's go ahead and get that one for sure. And then we could give him Ward Breaker, spell resistance, to just give him a bit more safety. Or unlocks hero action, harden armor. Or sharpen weapons. Increases the missile and melee damage of the parent army. Increases the armor of the parent army. That could be quite interesting. But let's go ahead and give him spell and missile resistance. Oh no, that's the enemy. Lose spell and... Oh, that's really strong. Okay, that's stronger than I thought. There we go. Very nice. So the Temple of Cain here. Let's go ahead and build a defense building. I think it is good to start just building defense down here, because the more lands we get, the more vulnerable we are, really. And then Hargan over here.
Our enemies shall tremble.
Yeah, we can't really go too far here. So let's just move. Actually, we're going to go this way, aren't we? To the Short Tech Mount. So there's that one. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy. We're strength rank 41. That's not too bad. We have recovered now from our losses, I would say. Malekith is on the retreat as we zoom out. We're finally gaining some nice terrain. Of course, we still have Valkia up here. That's quite a scary threat. But we can maybe sweep around and deal with Valkia. That actually sounds like a good idea. Come down here through the Dark Elf territory, through Alifanar, and then up to Valkia territory. But for now, let's go ahead and end our turn.
I don't have time for words. The Dowie need me.
Yeah, so Malekith offering a peace treaty for 4.5k. Ah, that's not gonna happen. We have a very ancient grudge to settle with you, sir. It's yeah, never a peace treaty between us. Reliving Ancestor. The warrior's path is trodden blood of Urks and the companionship of fellow warriors. But after the fight comes the need to rebuild or hew halls anew. Grombrindal must look to the ancestors to endure, or even within himself. So we can get the melee attack, melee defense and reload time for our army. That's a very strong one. We can also get research. Upkeep could be quite nice right now. Casualty replenishment rate and control. Or we can buff Grombrindal. I'm honestly torn between buffing our army here or getting the extra research, and minus 20% upkeep is no small feat. Let's actually go for Grungni's teachings, because we're going to be building a lot of defense buildings in the lands we're about to conquer. So yeah, let's get a Apprentice of Grungni. Very nice there, and already we're gaining an extra 800 gold per turn. That is actually wild.
You know who I am.
So they do have an army here, that should be okay. We should have plenty of time to come down here to
You have my axe.
Shroktak Mount. We're actually going to come this side of it, I believe. And using the underways here. Oh, they're so nice being able to just skip over the terrain like this. So we could definitely attack it next turn. And of course, immune to attrition when using the underway. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy, see if we have anything. Yeah, nothing's changing. Malekith really wanting that peace treaty now. But maybe as we head towards the east here, we can finally be greeted by some of our dwarven allies. In fact, we have some quests, I believe. If I look up my quests here, we could well teleport over to these. Of course, getting all of our items as well. In fact, I think once we've taken out Malekith, maybe we take a few turns to go and do our quest battles. Just because that would really give Grombrindal a huge power buff. And it could also, if it's teleporting us over here, depending where our quests are, we would be able to meet some other dwarf factions and get some trade going. But for now, let's go ahead and end our turn. Pure steel crossbows are precision-crafted instruments able to accurately deliver death from afar. So plus 10% base missile damage for ranger units, not really useful for us, but the plus 10% missile strength for crawler units is very useful for us, because we definitely are using crawlers. In fact, if we look at their unit card there, we have a ton of buffs to their stats, both from research and Grombrindal. So speaking of research, let's go ahead and open the tree. What can we get here? So recruitment rank plus 2 for crawlers would be useful there. Missile strength for thunderers. Oh, plus 5% range for iron drakes and missile strength for iron drake units hidden away here. So let's get superior black powder, and then we can get volatile volley. So let's queue those up. There we go. That would be very nice. I didn't see that hidden away there. And this army's quite damaged. I was thinking maybe we could win this settlement with just this army and then use Grombrindal's army to go and take a quest battle, but we are very damaged. We're not actually getting any reinforcements there. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and occupy this. And a new follower, plus 10% attrition when under siege, and then enemy armies in local region. And a new piece of armor, plus 5 armor and plus 25% fire resistance. Very nice. And we now do control the Iron Mountains. So let's go ahead and get some extra growth there. That will be very useful. Grombrindal reaching rank 29 now. I think maybe we should go down this tree. Do we... we've already got this. This buffs Iron Drakes. Oh yeah, and this buffs Crawlers. We've already gone down this tree, I see. Yeah, we don't really need this or this. Okay, so we are just getting combat perks. Nice. We could get more leadership, maybe more vigor, loss reduction. Or we could go down his personal tree now. I think I might go down his personal tree, so let's give him +6 armor, very nice. Or Master Engineer, also getting another talent to spend, another skill. So what should we get here? Missile resistance, I don't think it's needed too much on him. Leadership aura size maybe. So we could focus on range, missile strength. Or we could go for this, causes fear, vanguard deployment. He gets a magic missile ability. So that's... So do we want range or do we want more projectiles? Maybe we get this. Active ability. We can trigger it more than once and it gives +60 accuracy and +20 reload skill. That could be very powerful. So let's go through the Deadeye tree. So for now, +15% range. Very nice. Of course, I don't think there's any right or wrong way to build these heroes. I think a lot of it is personal preference. Let's go back into the underway here towards Kargoth Deep. Just get a bit of line of sight. Hargon isn't recruiting, so there must be an army down here that is recruiting. One would assume. A lot of heroes just sitting around here. What did they build here? I think I'm going to get rid of this. And also get rid of this and build some more income buildings. We are getting 1.9k a turn actually now, which is very nice. But I do want more income, so let's go ahead and end our turn. There we go, so nothing triggering on the end turn. We have got 8.5k now. I feel very much richer than what we did in previous episodes. Let's march ahead to Kargoth Deep here. And there should be an encircle option. There we go. Just because I do want to be leveling up these units as well. Let's move them closer. In fact, we can get in right here. There we go. And then if we attack with Grombrindal. There we go. Now they'll get some XP as well, I hope. Let's go ahead and occupy this. And a new trait. +7 leadership and +7 charge bonus. Very nice. And someone got a level up. Our runesmith here got a level up. So what should we go and do with him? We were going down this tree. Damage resistance +40%. Wow, that's actually quite nice. But I feel like the Rune of Wrath and Ruin is so strong, as well as the Rune of Oath and Steel. +30 armor. Although damage resistance is also very good, right? Yeah, let's get the Rune of Negation. That does actually seem very strong. There we go. And then Front Truth Teller here. Now we want to be careful because he doesn't have a large army. And Hagen here does have an army. There could be a bigger army here. I don't think... It says military crackdown, but it should say military presence, right? If I go here... Yeah, military presence. So there's not actually an army here. That's very interesting. So I might actually move him up to here. I thought we could go in the underway. I thought we were already in the underway, so let's go into ambush stance there, just so we are hidden a bit at least. I don't think Hagen will get us, but if they do, then we can ambush them very easily. Yeah, not many units there. Okay, so Naggarond can have a building now. Let's go ahead and upgrade the gate to a reinforced gate. That'd be very nice. Harkodra also can go to tier 2. We got some more building to do down in Shruktak Mount. Let's go ahead and get a trinket maker for that extra 200 gold per turn. And then, in fact, I will go ahead and get Let's go ahead and build a watch room. There we go. Get some defense coming in. I'm not too worried about slow growth over here. And we will end our turn. You have instituted defensive training for this army's troops, teaching them to better anticipate incoming blows. All units now have improved melee defense capabilities. There we go. So plus 15 melee defense. Wow. And is that all? That's all of my units in Grombrindal's army? Okay, that's actually crazy. Now, Malekith is back with a small army and quite a big garrison. Can we siege it this turn? We can. They still have one settlement here. So let's go ahead and siege this. If we go into continue siege, there we go. Of course, in circles, kind of the same thing. Just on a minor settlement. And then let's move in our supporting army. Those extra crawlers and cannon units there could be quite useful. Let's see, yeah, anti-large and armor piercing. The armor piercing there is really what I think would be useful. And now if we go here, it's going to be a close victory. There's no point lightning striking this. Controlling large army is also fine. And I believe we will go ahead and fight this manually, because this could be the last time we see Malekith. And I want to have the sweet, sweet satisfaction of taking him down myself. This settlement seems like quite a hard one to hit. It seems no matter where we approach from, we will be hit from towers. So we've got to make use of our artillery here to take them down. But let's go ahead and fight this battle now. So here we go, guys. Malekith's what could be his final stand here against Grombrindal. Of course, Grombrindal eager to settle one of the most ancient grudges of the dwarves here. The Phoenix Kin, or he once was, now a Dark Elf, is ready for battle here, as we already take down an enemy tower. Now, the majority of Grombrindal's force here is on this flank here, as you can see Grombrindal and our runesmith going in for battle. We will have some reinforcements arriving in 1 minute, mostly just crawlers and a few cannon units. But if we go over to this side of the siege, I did have the idea here to set our Thane with a small elite force to maybe get a flank. Malekith did actually also spawn over here. So over here you can see we have a few Iron Drake units, our Longbeards, and then our Bolt Thrower unit. Trying to hit the tower, but they're missing by quite a bit. So as these guys attempt to get the flank on and distract a few units, if we head back over here, you can see Grombrindal now attacking the gate with our runesmith, almost about half HP. Let's go over and look at a few of our units here. Of course, we've got our gyrocopters there, not sending them just too soon. We've got our grudge thrower units repositioning there to hit the enemy. Behind them, a number of quarrelers. Look at how many quarrelers we have here. And then just to the side, some slayer units ready for battle. So our reinforcements have finally arrived. Friend, bring in a few quarreler units here, and also his cannon units. I don't believe we've got a close-up of these units yet, so let's go ahead and get a close-up of them. As we can see them maneuvering into position. These guys are being a bit derpy. Not sure what they're doing there, but they should be moving into position with the rest of our artillery, so our master engineer can buff them. And if we look over here, we have now broken through the great gate. The runesmith just staying protected there, casting his runes, as Grombrindal throws down some buffs. We look at the mighty White Dwarf in battle here. Many dark elves will be slain by his mighty axe today, I feel. There we go, a massive swing there. Pure strength. I do not think you would want to be in the Book of Grudges if you knew Grombrindal was coming to settle it. And he's actually looking to change focus here as he attempts to take out this Dark Shard unit, or the Shade unit. But now we have some Dread Spears, I believe they are. In fact, they might be a rank up. Moksha, Halberd Infantry, there we go. And it looks like Ruin of Wrath and Ruin is about to go off. Whoa! Absolute carnage, doing almost a quarter of their health there. as we just look at Grombrindal chopping away. If we go out the gate or over it, we can see our crawlers have now moved into position. We've also got Friend's crawlers there. Our cannons finally making their way over, taking a bit of fire from the enemy towers, but they should be in safety range soon. Friend there trying to distract the missile units just to give Grombrindal a bit more time to do his thing. And now Friend making his way over to the gate. If we hop back over here, it seems like a very long distance away. Our Thane here has actually broken through the gate. And now he's challenging Malekith one-on-one, except Malekith does have a lot of backup there. He's got some Dreadspear units, some Dark Shards with shields. So it's quite a tall order here for this small but elite force to deal with. Of course, Malekith on his chariot mounts too. And we can see the enemy shooting out. Our Iron Drakes there, shooting through the gate, trying to deal some damage. But also taking a lot of damage. Dark Shard units are no joke. They do a ton of damage, of course, with all their armor piercing. So absolutely melting our unit there. As we see some more flames get through. But this Dark Shard unit is very much spread out, so they won't be taking too much damage from that. As Malekith casts some more magic, but our Iron Drakes now moving into the battle, into the siege. Our Gyrocopters have also come over. And in the distance you can see our Longbeards are actually mounting the walls just to get the enemy missile units off. And the Gyrocopters there shooting in towards Malekith. And we've now captured this wall, which is very nice. A bit of friendly fire there from the Gyrocopters. And they're actually taking a lot of damage as they go in for what seems like a bombing run. It is indeed doing a sizable amount of damage there. Are we going to see them turn around and get off a second bombing run? There we go. Not too much damage there on that second wave. And deciding to shoot back down towards Malekith. Of course, if Malekith can come to the main force, even with just half of his health, that will be very useful for our main force to deal with. But our Iron Drakes here taking heavy casualties. It doesn't look promising for them as they seem to get cornered. And now they're also getting shot by the tower. Malekith killing some of his own units there with his magic. Aiming for the Iron Drakes. So heading back over to our main force, you can see our crawlers putting in plenty of work. There's really not too many enemy units here now. A lot of them choosing to rout as we see another missile infantry wavering and deciding to rout, but they might actually die before they're able to run away. And over to the left here we have Grombrindal and Friend working together to hold the enemy's advance so our crawlers can do what they do best. Friend kind of just taking a break there and taking some missiles in the back because of that. There we go, he's finally engaged in melee. Of course, Friend does have some runes of his own, as we see Grombrindal throw down some debuffs and buffing himself in the process so he can better deal with these anti-infantry. And speaking of rune magic, there we see a rune of Wrath and Ruin. There we go, beautiful stuff. Dealing with that greatsword infantry unit there. Plenty of damage as we see some more Dark Elves come in to reinforce. It's kind of hard to see Grombrindal when he's casting his buffs, but there we go, we can see him again. Covered in the blood of the Druki as he swings his mighty axe. The White Dwarf burning with vengeance. And it shouldn't be too long now, I think, before we're... Yeah, if we look at the balance of power, doing very well. A lot of these units are damaged. Of course, there are the odd shade unit, like here, doing damage to us at 4 health. But if we head on over here, the sky filled with arrows as our runesmith actually comes to engage in melee combat. And the enemy are routing there. So our crawlers and Grombrindal succeeding very much so on this flank. However, if we go back over here, it's a completely different story. Our Longbeards have very little health left. One of our Iron Drake units there deciding to flee. Our Thane also deciding to flee. Malekith at a roughly 50% health here at least, but it's not a good sight over here. The dwarves fighting to the death, just trying to buy as much time as possible as we deal with the rest of Malekith's army. In fact, I think this Longbeard unit here has Very few models left. Malekith casting magic. Friendly fire again on his own units, but really finishing up our army here as the Iron Drakes continue to flee. Heading back over here, plenty of Dark Elves fleeing though. As we see, we finally captured the main entrance. The crawlers are moving into the settlement. Grombrindal is actually moving up to the capture point here as Thrund still continues to distract the enemy. Our crawlers moving into position to assist him. Maybe we can get a nice cinematic shot here of our crawlers firing some volleys, although they might not be in range. In fact, I think they might not be in range, as we just see the floor covered in the dead bodies of elves. And Thrund here really soloing this group of elves. Of course, his enchanted hammer there, as he decides to throw down another rune of wrath and ruin. Absolute carnage there, dealing plenty of damage. And our crawlers finally getting off a wave of arrows. Let's zoom in and get a nice shot of these guys. And that is already a Pyrrhic victory, so there we go. We have now succeeded in killing Malekith once again. So there we have it, a Pyrrhic victory. Yeah, that little flank I decided to do with the Iron Drakes didn't work out so well. Was struggling to micromanage just because of how far apart the units were. But we did manage to get a victory over Malekith once again. Grombrindal getting plenty of kills and soaking plenty of damage. Our crawlers putting in good work too. But let's get back to the campaign map, because we just have one more settlement now to take and then Malekith is gone. So there we have it, 1.1k gold and 6.3k experience. We do have a Rune of Courage here, charge bonus. We'll apply that on the next battle. There we go, so Malekith is indeed dead as we take Hag Grief now. And a new trait, +3 leadership when laying siege or encircling. Quite nice. And a new Regiment of Renown, a Gyro Bomber. The Mountains and Caverns ring with Greenskin Scream when these elite Gyro Bombers unleash their payloaders. Payloads, very nice, and of course we do now own complete control of the Black Flood province. Grombrindal ranking up to 31 here. We were going down this tree, so let's go ahead and give him +12 melee defense. Now having 82 melee defense, that should help keep him alive a bit more, a bit longer. And our Master Engineer now. Let's go ahead, give missile strength. Let's give this one ballistics calibration, very nice. So we get that +60 accuracy and +20 reload skill to allies in range. That's incredible. I believe that affects artillery and missile units, so quite powerful there. Our Thane here also getting a rank up. Let's go ahead and give him some more melee defense. So 94 melee defense, very nice, should be super tanky. And our Runesmith also getting a level up. Let's give them a Rune of Negation. And then Thrund also getting a level up. Wow, a lot of stuff happening here. Let's go ahead and give them Rune of Oafen Steel. Let's give them Damping, very nice. And a Rune of Oafen Steel, why not? Very nice. So, Grombrindal's army has taken some damage, but that's okay because I did want to come back to the Altar of Ultimate Darkness anyway. Because we do have Iron Drake units here. In hindsight, I probably should have built this building in the capital. Although it's going to be quite a while before we get tier 4 anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. Let's go ahead and boost our income here. Actually, let's not do that. Let's go ahead and boost our growth. I feel like growth is the real thing we're missing here now. Yeah, we are missing growth. So let's go ahead and build growth so we can get to tier 4 ASAP. And then we can get Iron Drakes with Trollhammer torpedoes, which are very nice. Of course, armor piercing and anti-large. I do like those indeed, as well as flame cannons. Maybe we can make use of flame cannons, especially if we're going to fight the undead. So where else can we build? We've got some buildings here that we can do. Can we build in Hag Grief? What kind of buildings were here? So we've got this. Maybe we could also get tier 4 down here. Do you know, that's quite far apart actually, so I think we will try and get be able to recruit them down here too. So let's go ahead and build some growth here, just so we can start growing this. We do have a port that will help with growth, but yeah, let's go ahead and get that extra growth now. Our gold per turn has taken a massive jump. Let's go ahead and get even more growth. And quickly check out diplomacy. Is there anything to be had? Elithanar does want a trade agreement, but we do plan to go to war against him, so I don't want to get that trade agreement because I think it does affect our reliability, which isn't too cool. Now what can we do here? We could swap over some units to buff Grombrindal's army, but I'm not too sure what we would actually give him. I'm not too sure if I like the cannons or not. For now I think we just stay here and rejuvenate. The Circle of Destruction doesn't have too big of a garrison, so we could actually start moving Frund down here. Maybe he could even deal with this himself. This army might be enough here. We would have to manually fight it though. But let's go ahead to the next turn.
I'm not much for words, but I'm pretty nifty with an axe.
So Elithanar does in fact want that trade agreement. That buffs their economy so much though, 700 gold per turn, and we do plan on declaring war against him, so I don't think I will accept that. There we go, so nothing happening on the end turn there. Grombrindal can actually reach this in one turn, so let's go and do that. There we go, and I will just encircle it just so I can get some extra P for Frund 2. Let's bring him in here. It's always a bit... There we go, I feel if you zoom in, it's fine. And now we can attack this. Decisive victory, of course. Let's give someone charge bonus. And immune to psychology. Maybe we just give that to... let's give that to a Longbeard unit. There we go. And auto-resolve this one, of course. And that should be the Dark Elves gone. +5 leadership when fighting against Dark Elves. Very nice. Enemy killed in battle and faction destroyed. Naggarond have been obliterated. There is nothing left apart from the echoing laughter of thirsting gods. So Malekith is now finally gone, paying for that very ancient grudge he committed against the dwarfs and the high elves there. And yeah, we do not miss him. We could get this active ability, charge bonus, base weapon damage, armor piercing. I think we're going to get the hit points first, and then we can get deadly onslaught. I don't feel like there's too much of a rush there. Frund is actually taking... Wow, there's a lot of chaos corruption down here. Let's move him back into our lands. In fact, where should I move him to? Maybe back to Hag Grief? I don't know. Grombrindal, I feel like we're going to have to take him all the way back to the Altar of Ultimate Darkness here, because we do want to get those troll hammers. Although we're not close to tier 4, 8 turns. We should be able to get there in 8 turns. Let's upgrade our Toolmaker's Workshop. And then let's get some... we can't get the extra growth. We already have the growth building. Okay, so in that case, let's just go ahead and build some defense. We haven't defended our starting province too well, actually. That's our first defense building there. We can also build something in the Circle of Destruction. Let's build a Trinket Maker, so another 200 income per turn. Very nice. We've got a lot of gold to spend in the coming turns. Elithanar actually won a non-aggression pact. I wonder, do we make peace with Elithanar and instead go to Ulthuan? Or are we continuing with the plan to wipe out all High Elves? In the lore, Elithanar was also suffered at the hands of Malekith, right? So maybe at least a temporary alliance with Elithanar is actually okay. Maybe even long term. I think I will actually go ahead and get this now that I think about it. So let's get diplomacy. We can also get a trade agreement. Another 2.5k as well. There we go. Very nice. We won't give them military access just because I don't want them in my lands really. So we got another 2.9k to spend now. So we should be able to upgrade some buildings. Is there anything here? No. If we go to Hag Grief, we could upgrade this. Ah. So we can already get Iron Drakes. So we could just chill down here, to be honest. Although we don't have much growth points down here. Let's go ahead and get the growth building first. Yeah, and we still need to get these both to tier 3 as well. There's not a lot of growth down here at all. So I don't think that's going to affect much, but let's go ahead and end our turn here. Settlement besieged. Oh no, I think Valkia has come back for us yet. So just as we're done with one war, we go straight into the other. Grombrindal wanted to come up here anyway. So we could actually sail. That would be much faster. I'm actually going to do that. We can get all the way up here. So Grombrindal going to sail all the way back here to defend. And then I think we're going to leave for now. Frund will stay down here. Yeah, look at that. The control here is crazy. So it looks like Frund is going to have to stay down here and just deal with some rebellions for a few turns. We're definitely going to need to get some control buildings down here. That chaos corruption at 100 there. Insane stuff. We do have vampires, vampire coast down here too. And I imagine Skaven within here. So it looks like there's a potential. If we go and deal with Valkia, we could actually go and deal with these Dark Elves too. Of course, we're still at war with them. So I feel like that is the plan. Take Grombrindal up here, deal with this army. Go to the Altar of Ultimate Darkness, hopefully by which time it'll be tier 4. So we can get those even better Iron Drake units. And then down here, there we go, we can upgrade this so Frund can maybe get some Iron Drakes. Let's upgrade our economy building. But sadly, that's all I have time for today, guys. If we zoom out here and look at the map, we've gained a lot of territory now. Malekith is finally gone, one of our most ancient grudges settled, so I'm very happy with that. But I'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you then.